are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
And the got restarts up we go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
From Nashville Super Speedway, the 2025 spring playoffs for the Glove Station ARCA Series are ready to rock and roll right here under the lights in the Music City. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sim Racing Media. You're watching the Goat Locker Racing Glove Station ARCA Series live tonight here on SRM. We want to thank you for welcoming us into your homes, onto your phones, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. Dave Regal and Jordan Brockell, your broadcasters extraordinaire, with you as always here in the broadcast booth from southeastern PA and northeastern Maryland. Glad to have everybody with us tonight as qualifying gets underway. We've got a lot of action to cover tonight. And Jordan, as always, good to be with you, my friend.
As always, getting ready to hand out another guitar tonight as we get ready racing here from Nashville once again, and I'm super excited. The truck race was a ton of fun to watch, and Mark Whitley once again dominating, but had Andy Kurtz all over his rear bumper. So I mean, anything can go here again tonight. I mean, do we see Mark Whitley continue that domination, or does someone knock him off that pedestal?
Yeah, taking a look at last week's AM Driver winners. First of all things considered, the win that we saw last week at Iowa was incredible. Whitley picked up the W there to secure his third win in a row, and then Eddie Smith and Andy Kurtz joined him. I'm sorry, geez, I'm cats. It was Smith in the AM division. My goodness, I'm reading two different things at once. David Calvert and Noah Hoagie Hogard round out your podium for the AM side. Then, of course, as I was rambling along there, it's actually Chris Morse Jr. picking up the win. What's going on here? Something is wrong. Something is very wrong. Let's try this one more time. Iowa Pro. How about we try Iowa Pro? Does that work for everybody? That's better. That is Whitley. And Eddie Smith and Andy Kurtz joining him on the podium. Speaking of which Chris Morse Jr. just got knocked down to second position. Now Timothy Wilmus takes P2. Daniel Cunningham right now ran fast time in his qualifying effort as Chris Morse Jr. comes down and across the start-finish line, and it looks like Chris Morse going to hold on to P4. So here's the playoff picture. We want to make sure that we cover that for everybody, because the playoffs, of course, are where everybody is paying attention tonight. Now here on the pro side, and let's make sure it's the pro side, it is. Here on the pro side, of course, it's going to be Morse, Smith, Kurtz, Colbert, Wilmus, Wallace, Ellingson, and McCarthy. Now, the way that kind of works right now, nobody's locked in to that round of six. So right now the cut line sits between Timothy Wilmus and Jonah Colbert. Colbert just barely below with about a 9-point difference between him and Wilmus. And Jacob Ellingson also, same way, 9 points behind Timothy Wilmus. And that's here on the pro side. Colbert and Ellingson below the cut line. Then we take a look over on the AM side. Now, Jordan, you and I have talked about these AM drivers all season long. Right now, there's 3 drivers below the cut line: Mark Cofield, Jamie Libke, and Cliff Adams. And, we've talked about these AM drivers all season long. Do we see a natural AM winner tonight?
I mean, right now, Cliff Adams, he's sitting in P2 to start, and I was kind of looking here. I'm usually looking at the top to see where Mark Whitley is. He's actually starting 12th, so a little bit further in the field tonight. So, Cliff Adams being up there, Holt's up there. So there's a number of these guys in that top 5 looking to, take a shot at it here. So I feel that there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance? Sorry.
So you're saying there's a chance. And here's the thing. It's elimination night here in the playoffs. I mean, all things considered, we've got to start paying attention, at least for my money, to the schedule, because it's going to get real hairy real fast. Of course, we're going to wind up the round of 8 tonight and then transfer over to that round of 6 next week. And we're going to be out there at Michigan. And I'm telling you right now, Michigan feels more like a super speedway, if you will, at least my opinion. And quite frankly, why not? I mean, first of all, it's an incredible place to watch a race. Plus, in the ARCA cars, my God. Like, what kind of, to me, that's more exciting than anything. Speaking of which, let's take a look at our forecast tonight. Looks like currently it's 67 degrees under the lights here with a track temperature of 69. So nothing but grip there in the asphalt. No worries about that. And it looks like tonight it's going to be our good friend Daniel Cunningham bringing home the Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award as we pull that up there. Out of Winchester, Virginia, it looks like Cunningham should be securing away, nobody else qualifying for the time being. So, of course, we want to thank our friends at Jam Printing and Promotions out of Plainfield, Indiana. They are local and they are veteran certified, and when we do well, we can do more good in the community. Since forming in 2013, Jam has contributed printing and promotional sponsorships to more than 60 local nonprofits, with a primary focus on organizations that assist veterans, women, and children. They have been with Goat Locker Racing since the very beginning, and they provide GLR with all promotional items, including shirts, hats, decals, dog tags, you name it. Jam is GLR's go-to promotional company, and they, of course, sponsor the Pole Award every week here in the Glove Station ARCA Series. And, you know, I'll tell you what, these guys here in the ARCA Series have their act together, for lack of a better term, as, of course, we want to go through our starting lineup. Let's get that beautiful bean footage up here on the screen. On the front row and in the pole position is going to be Daniel Cunningham. He'll be joined in the front row by Cliff Adams. Jake Ellingson and Michael McCarthy, they're going to be in row number 2, while row 3 is going to be Jeremiah Holt and Christopher Morse. Brett Bieber and Mark Cofield going to be in row number 4, while row 5 going to feature Travis Bieber and Jamie Libke. Timothy Wilmus and Mark Whitley in row number 6, while James Goshen and Chuck Pegleg Feltz hold things together in row number 7. Starting 15th tonight, going to be David Calvert and Sean Pope McCarthy in 16th, while Jacob Lenke and Brandon Wallace in 17th and 18th. Starting 19th is Alan Smith, and rounding out your starting top 20 is Ricky Sisk Jr. with Skylar Daly and Devin Smith in row number 11. Richard McCarthy and Eddie Smith going to be in row number 12, as all of a sudden everybody, there it goes. I guess the blimp didn't want to stay still, with Quakertown's very own Andy Kurtz in 25th, and starting shotgun on the field tonight, going to be John Huchin in the number 44. And speaking of John Huchin, let's talk about him for just a brief moment. He, of course, is our Warrior Spotlight driver for the month, and even with a solid path after service, he missed his bond that only veterans truly understand. And through InVets, he found GLR, and with it, a new way to connect. Sim racing brought back the sense of belonging, friendly competition, and shared purpose. And I didn't know that he didn't know that he was missing that. As it's not him, it's Nick Hagan. I'm sorry, and I just messed that all kinds of up. John Huchin was last month's Warrior Spotlight. We still need to make sure we spotlight these fellas.
Absolutely. It's always important. I mean, it doesn't have to be a specific month. They still need to be put in the limelight and shown off because of just the sacrifices they make for each and every one of us.
Obviously, I remember the names well enough to remember last month's. Why not? It's a special talent. Cliff Adams here in the 98 alongside of Daniel Cunningham, and I'll tell you what, we're going to talk a lot about the 98 machine tonight. As you can see what's scripted down there on that left rear quarter panel, the beautiful DG Yingling & Son logo on the 98, but right now the story is the 91. And right here, as the iRacing.com pace car peels on off, the only thing that's left to do is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab your popcorn, your honey buns, and settle in. Race fans, it's show time! Green flag in the air, grab your Yingling, and let's rock and roll.
Absolutely love that each and every time. I don't know if you could see me over there mimicking you. I do it each and every week. It's a ton of fun to do there as we see Cunningham get out to a lead. Ellingson moves up to P2 here with Cliff Adams right there in the 3rd spot, following in suit.
Watch the 73 right here of Jeremiah Holt. Good gravy. He just slid along the bottom of Matamoros, Pennsylvania's Mike McCarthy. And Jeremiah Holt now steals away 4th position as we are green flag racing on lap number 2. Daniel Cunningham coming out of turn 2 and down the backstretch leads the field. And I'll tell you what, nearly 3 wide they are coming down.
Yep. We got caution on the racetrack.
And all of a sudden we are under caution.
I believe it's Andy Kurtz, yeah.
Ricky Sisk Jr. was just coming off of pit lane. Andy Kurtz doesn't look like he's banged up too hard.
Well,
Can I
see
just
something
say-
sparking there. I see something sparking there for a little bit.
Now, I'm not a Lowe's. I'm not a faithful Lowe's shopper. I'm more of a Home
Lowe's.
Depot. I feel. Oh yeah, yeah. That's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, that's down on the right front really hard.
Something's definitely down really hard. Oh, spun by the 18. Can I just say now this graphics package that came with the new update for these ARCA cars, there is something so special about the way that the lights are just reflecting off of these cars. Like I don't know what it
absolutely.
is.
Yeah, they're just the little beams and flying by. It just gives you that old-timey feeling. Makes my heart good. I did want to also point out that something I noticed while running through notes. Eddie Smith started with an EOL this week, so he is he's behind the 8 ball here tonight. He's currently scored in 22nd. Looks like he's going to come down pit road here now. Might as well back there in the field get a little bit of something. But now he's going to have to play strategy just to get up through here. We heard a number of guys talk about how the track position is going to be a key point in this race.
Yeah, track position always a factor, but especially here in these ARCA cars, because it's hard to pass in these ARCA cars once you get down along that bottom line. At least from what I can tell, as these drivers come through, the rear end of that car wants to snap out. So, passing on the low side, darn near impossible. Here in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, you've got a little bit better of a chance because you've got enough of a head of steam that you can get the rear end to rotate. But as we're under our first caution tonight, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here in the YouTube.com live chat. Let us know who you're pulling for. Shasta Jewel saying good evening and good luck tonight, drivers. Jamie Libke saying vroom vroom. And Shasta Jewel saying hope you guys have a great race. Go Get 'em Cliff says Conrad Huckabee. I like that name, Huckabee. Stephen Farrell says, go get him, Cliff. Sophie Markakis stops on in, and as well as Conrad Huckabee. I don't know if I'm saying Sophie Markakis' new name right. All I can think of is Nick Markakis, so that's what you're getting.
I was going to say the same thing. It was going to hurt my heart a little bit because miss him in old Orioles time.
Also, can I just say,
sniffles.
speaking of... I mean, what'd you have there? Nick Markakis and Jonathan Scope?
And Adam Jones.
Andrew Jones.
Was it Andrew
no,
Jones?
No. Andrew Jones was in Atlanta. Yeah, you're right. You were right the first time. It's not often that happens, but broken watch is right twice a day.
Manny Machado. Ugh, my heart. Stop.
Oh, some things have happened in South Philadelphia. Can't even talk about it. Jake Ellingson, Daniel Cunningham, Cliff Adams, Jeremiah Holt, and Michael McCarthy, your top 5 when we get going again. And you know what? Right now, your highest running AM driver is Cliff Adams. Jeremiah Holt going to sit alongside of him. I got to be honest. I feel like Jeremiah Holt's the one that's ready to uncork a win here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, between him and Adams, and I lean a little bit more towards Holt just because of how often he's right there. He's certainly someone that's always right there to try to get that natural win that we like to call it. As pace car hands control over to the race leader, and they're getting ready to fire off here, put us back under green flag racing.
And off they go. Barney waves the flag, and we go back green flag racing. Look at them already up to speed coming through 1 and 2. Side by side goes the 98 of Cliff Adams with the 27 of Jake Ellingson on the high side. That Yingling Lager, black and tan, he's got a couple of really good beers on the side of that thing. We'll just call it the Yingling Brewery Machine, and I'm fine with that. Follows Jake Ellingson here in the 27 out of turn number 4 as they go single file.
Morris grabbed the
but
wall.
duking it out. Look at Michael McCarthy. Hey, listen, I don't think that spot's big enough to parallel park in. If we're going to see a problem, this is going to be it. I think that's the Drexel Farm. Is that Drexel Farms? No. Drexel University. Close enough.
I'll tell you one thing, McCarthy's certainly been on a little bit of a tear here up front in most of the races the last couple of weeks and always seems to be right there. So he's another guy that's looking to easily, I can't say easily, but certainly pop up into podium finishes and even maybe probably grab a win before the season's over.
Jake Ellingson and Daniel Cunningham exchanging blows on who's going to run the fastest lap. Both of them laid down a 29, well, actually, Cunningham laid down 29.73. Ellingson just beat him by 1/100th of a second at 29.72. It's registering as a 73 on timing and scoring on my side, but on the display it's 72. As side-by-side goes Chris Morse Jr. in the Yo Quiero Taco Bell machine. If it's Yo Quiero Taco Bell machine, is it more like a machine? And Sophie Marquez says it's okay. Her name has been pronounced many ways over the years. Just looking to do it right. We don't want to continue a bad tradition. As we take a look at only Pennsylvania's very own Brett Bieber in the 808 machine. I hope that's a flaming hot Cheeto because it's... Oh, no! There goes the 81. Oh! Oh!
And Brandon Wallace in it as well.
Good God. Thank God it's a simulation. I think he just high-fived Dale.
Yeah. But that's two of our playoff guys at the minimum trying to scamper to find. Yeah, Wallace and Morris both in that at the same time. Hurts with issues early. Smith starting from the back of the field, still sitting in that 22nd position. So this is taking a turn really fast.
Yeah, well, I think that's what they were trying.
Drivers.
I think they were trying to take this turn really fast. The 81, the 73 rubs the wall and comes down into the 81. Then the 81 holds the brake. And the 66 just does him in. That's the 99. I'm sorry, that's Brandon Wallace. Poor Brandon Wallace just gets sent over into the grass.
Yeah, so those are two playoff racers here seemingly done. Andy Kurtz also, a lot of that front nose damage, laps down.
Here we go.
Three big hits to the playoffs.
This is the in-car Brandon Wallace.
He can't see anything.
No, he can't see anything. And by the time he did, he already had a face full of the 81 of Chris Morse. Let's see if we can get this from Chris Morse's perspective.
This is gonna hurt.
Not me.
I mean, it hurts. I can imagine how it feels. It's almost like it almost kind of looks like what happened to Sheldon Creed at Bristol, where he's just sitting there in the middle of the track.
Oh, wow, the camera just happened to rotate over. Oh!
Yeah, I mean, that's very similar to what happened to Sheldon Creed in the Xfinity Series at Bristol this past weekend, where he's just kind of sitting in the middle of the track, and Brennan Poole just comes off corner and tries to turn hard left to miss him, and then, takes out the front nose of that car. So, I mean, that is very, very similar situation there.
Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why didn't these guys just go to pit road and hit the fast repair? Well, here's the thing. The the virtual tow truck has to go get them. And there's, of course, time built into iRacing and the software that says this is approximately how long it would take for the tow truck to come and get you.
I would love for them to make that a thing.
Yeah, that'd be kind of
like
cool.
An actual virtual truck come and get me.
Yeah, 3 guys named Larry, Daryl, and Bubba coming to get you. So when we go back,
maybe Dan Crakeel at the Worldwide Tech, he can be the guy that they use for the image to come and get us in the ambulance.
Oh my God, that'd be so cool. Dan Crakeel, of course, as my partner mentioned, he is our race director and sitting over in the race control booth tonight. And listen, we were talking off air before the green flag, and I'm telling you right now, if you're a veteran or a first responder looking for an outlet to kind of unwind at the end of a Monday, this is the league to do it in. The Goat Locker Racing Glove Station ARCA series is absolutely top-notch. Okay, God forbid there's 2 cautions over 13 laps. So what? These guys are incredible, and they have their act together. Dan Crakeel keeps everything in order. I mean, look, I caught one thing tonight before we went out on the air, and Dan managed to get it squared away before I even started yammering. So, those simple things are what, at least to me, make a great series. And, these folks at GLR have their act together. Ray Ellingson said, start of the normal S show. And Hoagie just checking in says, howdy from Hoagie. Couldn't make it because of my bad shoulder blade. And then after Ray Ellingson made an observation, it says noted. As the green flag flies, off we go.
Don't look now, but that lime green 74 right there behind McCarthy has found his way up here, just bouncing inside and outside of the top 5 here with Cliff Adams.
A battle for the lead breaking out. Watch the 27 right underneath Daniel Cunningham of the 91.
Oh, gonna get tight.
Michael McCarthy, rubs the wall. Let's go on board with Cliff Adams real quick. Oh, my. Cliff Adams hugging as close as he can. Watch the 74, the rear end absolutely stepping out. He might catch a little bit wall. Nope. Oh, my. And this is what separates this league apart from just about everyone else that we see in the servers. Watch the 808 here. Brett Bieber out of Ole, Pennsylvania. He's got the 97 of Mark Cofield right up his tailpipe, while James Goshen kind of looks from behind. And at this stage in the race, he's not out here to try to, beat anybody to death. He's just trying to log some laps, get these tires worn in. 16 laps on the books for the Cambridge, Ohio native, James Goshen, driver the number 70. He watches this battle between the 808 and the 97 in front of him. And I swear, Jordan, that we see the 808 and the 97 almost all the time near one another.
Oh, absolutely. And, they're some of the higher racing guys here as well. I mean, they consistently find themselves at least top 10. If you don't see the Bieber or Cofield name in the top 10, then something seriously happened to them that put them out of this thing. And, I'm still thinking, I keep leaning and looking at Brett Bieber thinking we got to get the Cheetos Hot Hand Award as we double file all the way back to, I'm trying to do quick math, 8th place as Adams grabs the wall there.
Adams grabs the wall while there is a three-way battle for the lead. The 27 slides in front of the 3. The 3 has to check up and get out of the way. The 91 of Daniel Cunningham now holds the high line. He gets a run on the 27 of Jake Ellingson below him. Watch here as the 3 machine of Michael McCarthy out of Matamoros, Pennsylvania, tries to get right behind them. At this point, I think everybody needs to take one big, deep breath as the 114 of Travis Bieber runs in 5th position. Let these guys fight it out. They'll wreck themselves if they're not going to be able to hold it. But my God, nearly 3 wide on lap number 19.
Yeah, like we said, track position is key, and if you got a chance to take it, take it. You just got to be 110% sure and committed to it if you decide to go 3 wide here.
Further back in the field, Eddie Smith in the 87, Don't Stay in Your Ride, Use Tide, battling it out with the Waffle House machine. I feel like these two things are mutually exclusive. If you go to Waffle House, there's a reasonable chance that you're going to stay in your ride as they run together. But look at this battle through the front, top 10. Jamie Libke in the number 13, Lambda Legal Machine, checking out what's going on, exchanging those positions with the 70 of James Goshen. Now,
this right here, this right here proves how much these guys have improved over the season. I mean, normally we'd see like a top 3, top 4 breakaway, and then the 5th through on the field, battle each other. But here, I mean, we've got the entire top 10, 12, 15, all fighting each other in close proximity.
Now, I saw Jamie and her teammate James Goshen I think that they are teammates. I'm fairly certain. In fact, I'm going to go down here and take a look and see if they're still sitting in the same place. They sure are. So, earlier on I saw her and Goshen sit around in the race chat, so I can only imagine what that discussion is. They're in the same chat now. Can you imagine what the dialogue is right there? I mean, besides, if it was me, it would be dead silence. Another battle for the lead between Cunningham and Ellingson. They aren't recharging, they're reloading. They keep coming back at each other with something new every time. It's like the 27 of Ellingson thinks about, let me step back here, let me take a minute. And he figures out how to get up here right to the rear bumper of Cunningham. But Cunningham is able to beat him off every time As the 74 now of Mark Whitley starts to get around Ellingson, I'm afraid Ellingson may have cooked off his equipment a little too early.
Yeah, just got to kind of have a reset there, kind of let the tires come back down in temp and be able to take off as side-by-side McCarthy and Ellingson's really tight off of turn 4 there.
Watching it for up, and just as we were going to watch that battle unfold, we go under caution once again. And this time it looks like it may be Jacob Lenke. Let's see where he's at. I think he forgot something. Sir, your front nose clip. You need that. You got to have that to race.
Modified division.
Yeah, that's modified.
That's where I belong.
I didn't realize they hit. Never mind. Oi!
Oh.
The 44 of John Hoochin just punted him.
He moved the race car like a cyclone.
You know, the thing is, and I would never put this on Hoochin, but, you know, all things considered, it wasn't a dirty move, at least for my money.
Nah, it's just hard racing. I mean, you go into the corner, try to get to the inside, you're there, and it's just, I mean, he's there before they get to the turn. Maybe a little bit, just about I can't even say a bumper off. Enough that the spotter probably gave the clear to Lenke. And just as they went in the corner, you know, Hoochin was right back in there, and that's the problem with the I don't know if you call it AI spotter, but you know, virtual spotter. They don't give you that live feed that, you know, he's on the inside, bumper off, and just got turned around there.
Well, caution flag flies again here. And you know what? Again, not a bad race overall so far. These guys still picking them up and laying them down as Daniel Cunningham is going to lead the way. It looks like the 99 of Brandon Wallace going to be our lucky dog as well. Or no, I'm sorry, Chris Morse Jr. going to be the lucky dog. Brandon Wallace going to get the wave around as Daniel Cunningham will then lead a field of 26 strong on the lead lap. Let's see if we can get a hold of Jamie Libke here. Is trying to find. Let's see. And there we go. Hey, Jamie, it's Dave up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going, Dave?
Fabulous. Now, listen, I was just watching, you know, you and Goshen going at it there. What was the dialogue like in your chat?
Actually, for the most part, we're just sitting there chit-chatting, just hanging out, having a good time.
I mean,
a little bit there, he got tight, and I saw it, so I was like, okay, I'll run a little bit higher, and we got close, but besides that, we were just sitting there chit-chatting, watching the dudes in front of us.
Fair enough. All I can say is I'm a major trash talker, no matter how awful of a driver I am, so I would have been down there just in his ear the entire time. But, I mean, that's good on you because I'm obviously not the race car driver you are. But, hey, listen, good luck the rest of the way. It looks like you're about to go back green flag racing.
Yep.
All right, have a good one.
Yep.
That the voice of Jamie Libke, and I hope I didn't just send her to the wrong place. Good God. Oh, I did. Yep, wrong one. Let's try race comms number 2.
As, you know, Daniel Cunningham takes off here with the green flag, leading Mark Whitley down towards turn 1. Looks like Ellingson maybe just inside of Whitley there for a moment. Side by side through turns 1 and 2.
Watching Cunningham try to run away from the rest of the field, I mean, listen, everybody just came down on lap number 24, so now you're looking at a whole field of fresh tires. 27 laps in the books. Daniel Cunningham, your race leader. Dave Regal and Jordan Brockel with you here in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and especially our friends over at Glove Station. Here at Glove Station, we are committed to providing quality gloves and protective gear for a wide range of your daily activities and jobs. From tinkering on home DIYs to working in industrial environments and everything in between, we've got you covered. With endless amounts of safety products on the market, we want to make it effortless for you to find the right protection for your needs. go ahead and check out Glove Station online. They've got a great store. They've got all kinds of incredible products. And for those of us like me, where, of course, doing what I do, good pair of gloves is always necessary. Personally, I like to beat the crap out of my hands and complain about them later. Like I was told most of the winter that I should probably use some type of hand moisturizer. Did I? No. Instead, I got this really cool, awful thing. Oh, God!
Sideways through the infield.
Cliff Adams is... And we stay green. We stay green. Wow!
And that is horrible for Cliff Adams, who was having an amazing race there, running up front.
I'm going to
now have to serve an unsafe entry there, too.
I'm going to take a run back here at the 98 because we obviously could not get there quick enough. But let's take a look now. And no, we don't need the music there. Wow. Wow. Could not have done any better.
No, I still somehow would have either hit the outside wall, somehow, middle of the infield, and I'd still end up in the outside fence. I don't know how. It's special skills.
Well, that saved the race. Obviously, his nerves were so calm and cool and collected because he was letting that amber goodness from the hills of Pottsville, Pennsylvania run through his veins, keeping him under control. Founded in 1829, the Yuengling Brewery is America's oldest brewery. You can check them out on Montongo Street up in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, as he's going to get some repair done there to the 98. As we go under caution number 4. Now, this is going to be good for Cliff Adams because it's going to give him a little extra time to get some of that repair done. While it looks like John Hoochin and Richard McCarthy may be involved in something. Let's see what happened.
Oh, I love netcode.
You would blame netcode on anything if you could.
No. I call netcode when I see netcode.
You call netcode. Okay, you're going to call netcode on a traffic jam tomorrow.
Yes. Watch it again. Netcode.
I'm watching. You can see me actively watching.
Netcode.
Can you just admit that at least the netcode was placed in the proper location because they would have made contact anyway? It's not like,
but
I don't want to hear netcode when it might not happen. That really was going to happen.
No, but see, here's my thing with netcode is netcode. That's instantly going to jump it sideways. I don't know if you've been in a car recently, but the netcode just seems to kind of, when you're running, all of a sudden you go from, if in that moment, it's going to be a tap and a slow slide where you could just counter steer as I'm turning in my desk chair. But you can counter steer it. But with netcode, it almost just immediately snaps the rear end of the car around and doesn't even really give you that chance to drive the car.
That's a fair point. I can go along with that.
I only know this because I'm a professional wrecker.
Well, it says that the Phillies' loss yesterday was netcode after they got beat up by the Redbirds yesterday. Thanks, Alan. We love you too.
I was like, "Who is this?" And I didn't even look at it before he said it. I was like, "That has to be Alan."
It's called the Alan Experience. Every moment that I've ever spent with Alan is quite an experience. Love that man.
An experience it is, but again, love that man. He does have some wild sayings. He does have some wild sayings that you're just like, huh.
It's the Midwest in him. They do things different in the NL Central.
Well, I mean,
can I just say though, if there's one thing that I'm jealous of in all of sports, it's the Chicago Cubs song. Just I won't do it. I
don't know the Chicago Cubs song.
Look it up after the race. Just look up "Go Cubs Go." It's very catchy. and I think we need one in South Philadelphia.
I know. Well, we do have one. It's called Fly Eagles Fly.
So anyway,
It's the best song in
35
the
laps
world.
in the books. It's going to be 36 laps in the books when we go back green flag racing, as I would much prefer to play in traffic on Route 476. Mark Whitley going to bring us alongside Daniel Cunningham. Daniel Cunningham going to control the field. Michael McCarthy, Jake Ellingson, Travis Bieber, Mark Cofield, Jamie Libke, Brett Bieber, James Goshen, and Eddie Smith round out your top 10. Jamie Libke and Mark Cofield, your two highest running AM drivers right now. What do you think about that? There's got to be something to this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Libke's been getting better and better each and every week, and you know, finding ways to make moves and just kind of be in the right spot. Cofield consistently in the top 10 each and every week as well. I mean, it's kind of what I expect, you know, as these guys have continued to get better and better as the weeks go.
As the weeks go, the wheel turns. Daniel Cunningham with a good jump over the field. A battle breaking up between. We have a caution. Just kidding. Looks like Timothy Wilmus has decided to buy a section of safer barrier. I don't think that's how you confirm the
can't
purchase.
park there.
Can't park there. Let's see what the blimp saw from high above here during caution number 5. Watching, waiting. A little bit of contact between. This starts
there was
back
something
with
in
the
front of
9.
it.
Yeah, it starts with the 9.
Waffle House. Sorry. Why am I just yelling that out?
No,
I don't
it's
know.
fine. It is what it is.
In the morning, I'll make a waffles.
Best movie line ever. Oi!
Oh.
The 16 just scooped him out of the way. And you don't know if you should get on the binders or get on the throttle. You just know that you need to start praying. Well, folks, we want to thank everybody for tuning in as we get ready to go into our first break. We want to thank all of you for hanging out with us tonight. Don't go away, though. We'll be NASCAR side by side. I'm Dave Riegel. He's Jordan Brockell, and you're watching the Coat Locker Racing Glove Station ARCA Series live on Sim Racing Media.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
Thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Trish on the bottom.
Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Welcome back to Nashville Super Speedway. Dave Regal and Jordan Brockell with you. You are watching the Goat Locker Racing Glove Station ARCA Series live here on Sim Racing Media. Daniel Cunningham has been dominant all evening long as he leads Mark Whitley here on lap number 44 of 80. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and making us a part of your evening, for welcoming us into your home, onto your phones, wherever you may be and however you may be listening, as the Harpoon Design number 74 is stalking Daniel Cunningham here. And I mean, right now Cunningham has no choice but to hold on and pray to God that nothing bad happens as we go under caution number 6. This is really not oh, someone definitely flipped his waffle.
Waffles.
Going to take a look here and see what happened to Sean Pope McCarthy. Oddly enough, he registered as having crashed before the yellow flag flew, so it may be a simultaneous. No! What are you doing? What are you doing? Uh-oh.
Ouch.
It seems like a delayed detachment. Was he trying to collect it? Get it back on the car?
Maybe.
I want to thank our friends at Glove Station. Of course, here at Glove Station, we are committed to providing quality gloves and protective gear for a wide range of your daily activities and jobs. From tinkering on home DIYs to working in industrial environments and everything in between, we got you covered. With the endless amounts of safety products on the market, we want to make it effortless for you to find the right protection for your needs. Go ahead and check out Glove Station. Of course, we are also here thanks to the fine folks at Goat Locker Racing. And first of all, what a great group of guys and gals that are involved here. I mean, you know, from the top of the order to the bottom of the list, I mean, everybody here is incredible. And at GLR, we provide virtual racing equipment, racing team building opportunities, and fundraising events to support community initiatives that improve military and public servant quality of life. We seek to grow our competitive team of drivers and promote VR racing as a healthy activity to newly transitioning veterans and their families. We believe that friendly competition, adrenaline-soaked driving, and community gatherings are essential to a good quality of life for our civic servants and veterans, and that GLR can be a force of good all across the state of Indiana and beyond. Donations to GLR will include equipment for qualifying drivers, racer simulation training for military, firefighters, and EMS, as well as police, public racing events and community outreach with a mobile simulator, other veteran-serving nonprofits, and, of course, veteran education supplemental grants. And when you go on over to goatlockerracing.org/donate, as a contributor, we make sure that your donation goes directly to supporting our cause of helping military veterans and first responders, and we thank you in advance for your generosity. And, you know, when I say it all the time, when you donate to Goat Locker, it goes where it's supposed to go. It's not covering all kinds of extra fees and admins and things like that. They truly and genuinely use that exactly the way that it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. I mean, they're genuinely for, you know, what they stand for. I mean, they go out and do the things that they say they want to do. And that's a very important thing, is, you know, just being able to do, you know, what you set out to be a cause for. And that's one of the reasons I love being here.
Yeah, I mean, the folks at Goat Locker have been so good to us literally from the jump. And, you know, I'm proud to be a part of this organization and part of what they do. As James Goshen hops up 12 positions through the pit cycle, and he is going to start on the point and be joined by Jamie Libke on the outside in the Lambda Legal number 13 Toyota Camry.
Just kind of looking at pit times, I wonder if they just took 2 tires or just fuel or something like that. 9 seconds for Libke, 6 seconds for Goshen.
See that. Well, I guess we're going to find out. If bad things happen, we know where it's going to be from. But I got faith in Jamie and James here as the 2 J's drop the hammer and off we go. James Goshen with a good jump, now having to hold off the 74, and they're all playing defense against Daniel Cunningham in the 91. Oh, there goes
McCarthy sideways.
There goes McCarthy.
And
he's going to fall like a stone.
Oh, upside down.
Sir, the wheels have to be on the track. That's a problem.
Oh, and
No, don't. Yeah, he's trying to get it righted up like he's watching Grand Theft Auto, where you just get on the throttle and wiggle the wheel back and forth. I think that's what he's trying there. Let's see if we can go back to what happened with Jeremiah Holt. We saw Michael McCarthy
looking like a Waffle House at 3 a.m.
It definitely did. Messier than a run to the bathroom after Bojangles.
Oh.
Now that, I think, was also perhaps netcode, maybe?
Everything's netcode to you.
Everything's netcode. Oh, yeah, that's right. I finally drink the Kool-Aid, and all of a sudden now I'm crazy.
Yeah. I'm the crazy one. Ooh, that bumper is hanging off for dear life there on that left quarter or left fender.
It's fine. It's fine. A little bit of bare bond, and it's back.
Cue the Jason Derulo wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Oh, the 27 just hooked him. And, you know, there's a lot of contenders in that little pack where they wrecked there. Thank God nothing else bad happened.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's dude.
Was
my
him?
brain. Yeah, it was Jason Derulo.
Huh. I never know. He usually announces who he is before he starts a song.
Jason Derulo.
We want to thank our friends at Lincoln Tech. Lincoln's mission is to provide superior education and training to our students for in-demand careers in a supportive, accessible learning environment, transforming students' lives and adding value to their communities. They are one of the largest automotive technology schools in the nation with 23 campuses, and they, of course, sponsor all of our spring series here in the Goat Locker Racing family, and they're a huge partner of GLR. We want to thank them, of course, for their support. And, you know, one thing that I have to mention is, of course, our friends over at Above the Yellow Line with Taylor Kitchen. And, you know, without her and the connection that we made earlier this year, I was literally, actually it wasn't even earlier this year, it was toward the end of last summer when all of this began to just kind of filter around. I was sitting on the phone with Taylor Kitchen and talking about this. And in 2021, Above the Yellow Line with Taylor Kitchen began as a podcast fueled by a passion for motorsports and a desire to build community. What started as a simple idea has grown into something far beyond what she could have imagined. Through this journey, Taylor and her team have not only connected with passionate motorsports fans, but also formed connections with several inspiring content creators united by their love for the sport. That passion and collaboration led to the creation of ATYL Media, a dynamic team of motorsports content creators dedicated to producing motorsports content that's fresh, informative, and fun. At ATYL Media, we cover everything you love about motorsports, from F1 and IndyCar to NASCAR, short tracks, and even virtual racing. We celebrate the sport's rich history, explore its exciting future, and enjoy every moment in between. This is Motorsports Media, your way. And, of course, Go Talk Live, Our podcast from Goat Locker Racing is broadcast on the ATYL Media platform. You can check that out over on YouTube. And if you haven't, make sure that you check out Taylor Kitchen. And over on, of course, I discovered her on TikTok. Obviously a very pivotal decision, very pivotal TikTok follow, if you will. And according to Brantley Roden, it looks like Goshen and Libke only took those 2 tires. But back under green we go here on lap number 53, counting them down to the checkered flag.
Yeah, Whitley on the outside of Goshen on those fresher tires. Fresher 4 tires, I should say, versus 2. Gets by him, takes over the lead. Daniel Cunningham next to strike here.
Cunningham just swung to the low side, and throwing a block was James Goshen, but he can't hold the yellow line, couldn't defend his position. Now Cunningham is going to pounce like a lion in the Serengeti as he gets to the low side of the 70 and now puts Mark Whitley in the crosshairs. Jamie Libke, our current highest running AM driver in the Lambda Legal number 13 Toyota Camry, just to the high side of Brett Bieber. Bieber holding on in front of Chuck Pegleg Feltz, and Pegleg has that thing mashed to the floor like a potato.
I see a number that we saw in some trouble early in this race of the 48 of Andy Kurtz.
Easy. Timothy Wilmus back here just banging against the wall like a drunk guy in a bathroom.
Yeah, but sitting currently P6 as before things got a little haywire. Andy Kurtz finds himself, after having that issue in the early stage of this race, Caution's helping him get back to the lead lap and into the P6 position, up 19 spots from where he started this race back in 25th.
Yeah, Andy Kurtz out of Quakertown, Pennsylvania, has quietly crawled back up through the standings. He's now up 19 positions from where he had qualified. Jillian B in the YouTube.com live chat giving us a little wave there. Hi, howdy ho.
I wasn't going to say it, but when I saw it, I waved to it, and then I immediately put my hand down really fast. And
yeah, it's fine. It's just,
it's just gonna.
It's no different. It's no different when you're driving down the street with your windows up in the car, and somebody wants to go in front of you, and you say "go ahead." They can't hear you say "go ahead." You're better off just giving them the hand signal. It's like whispering.
I was going to take it to the grave.
No, it's like whispering around someone, like, like, "Oh my goodness, did you see that homeless person?" They know they don't have a house. Okay. It's my mother. I love her. Sometimes.
Ooh, 3 wide. Eddie Smith on the inside there.
Oh, someone's going to stay in their ride. Watch the 11 of Skylar Daly. Daly now here above Chris Morse Jr. in the 81. Whoa! The meat in the sandwich. Oh, my. Oh, God.
Morris rebounding in his own way here after being obliterated on the starting line. Sits P10 right now as he door to door with the 11.
It's all but
Skylar
2 rows of 3x3.
That's not going to work. That's
here they go. Here they go. They're going to wreck. Oh! Just get out of the throttle. Too late. Oh, God. There they go. And under caution we are. So, everybody raise your hand if you had that on your bingo card. I mean, the 3 was just, it was being bounced around like a pinball, and McCarthy, he didn't really have much of a choice.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a...
It was bounce or be bounced, and he be bounced.
A game of Pong on the Atari right there, back and forth.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, no, you know what it was when I was in school? It was Slime Sports.
Huh?
Really?
Don't know
Folks,
what Slime Sports
if you're in
was.
the YouTube.com live chat, let us know if you're aware of what Slime Sports was when you were in junior high school.
Well, I just kind of thought of, like, it was a bunch of kids playing sports on Nickelodeon where if they failed, they hit with slime.
No. And after seeing that special on Hulu, I don't know if I can watch those shows again.
Yeah, no.
21 laps to go.
It's bad.
when you watch it as an adult, sure. When we were kids, you know what? Let's drive away from the controversial material. Walking away. As James Goshen gonna bring it down pit side here as he slides in. Looks like he's gonna go 4 tires. No, yep, 4 tires and a tank of Go Fast. I'll tell you what, the interior of these new ARCA cars is just so cool. You know, everybody's got the digital dash now. I feel like it's a 1994 Oldsmobile Bravada.
Nice little Holly EFI right there. Well, it's not a Terminator, but it's still Holly.
Have a Holly Jolly carburetor. Oh my goodness, why isn't that a thing?
I feel like at some point Holly had to have had a Christmas special called Holly Jolly Christmas.
I would hope
if
so.
They haven't, hit me up. I'll do the marketing for you. I'll steal it right from under Dave.
Look, as long as you give me a couple of the royalties, I'm fine. I take a size 1500 Ram.
Size 1500 Ram. You're getting the V6 edition. Sorry.
That's what my dad has.
I'm cheap. Now me, I'm getting a Hemi. I mean,
that's what's parked out back.
That's what I got too. See, I just have a wagon that's got a Hemi in it. Yeehaw.
Nope. My dad just got the 1500 E-Torque, the V6 deal.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Hurricane motor.
Yeah, it's not bad. A hemispherical head's more fun. I just don't like it on cold mornings when I get the tap.
I don't like the gas bill that comes with it.
That's fine. You get what you pay for.
It's fine for you, but it's expensive.
It's fine. Mark Whitley going to lead us back to the green flag. Daniel Cunningham, Jake Ellingson, Jamie Libke, Andy Kurtz, Eddie Smith, Chris Morris Jr., Alan Smith, Travis Bieber, and Mark Cofield are going to be in your top 10. I just realized how bougie that sounded. Hey. Drivers making their way into the 3-4 complex. The iRacing.com pace car lights are out. That means we'll be going back green flag racing this time around with 18 laps to go. And Jordan, I think, I rephrase, I don't think we've seen the end of the caution bug tonight, but it'd be okay if we did.
Oh, absolutely. And I think a couple of guys here in the front wouldn't mind getting a shaved off, have to not fend off anybody for too long, but certainly Whitley going to fire off, get a good gap for heading into turn 1.
Jake Ellingson hurls it to the inside of the racetrack. He's going to be pursued now by Andy Kurtz in the 48, who drifts a little high. He's going to allow things to tighten up himself as they all came down on lap number 46, with the exception of Cliff Adams in the 98. Now, the 98 earlier tonight, now he was on the outside pole at the beginning of this race, now has the Yingling machine back up into 12th position after an earlier incident as he is digging his way back through this pile. The 97 of Mark Cofield and Timothy Wilmus in the 86, side by side, is the 86 in the glove station. Oh my, glove station, Toyota Camry drifting in front of the 98. That is a surefire way to end your evening fast.
Heave ho!
Chris Morse Jr. in the 81 looking to make sure that he doesn't get his bell rung again tonight. See what I did there? Just in front of
and
Travis
now once again,
Bieber.
I wish I had that bell soundboard.
That was a good time. 16 laps now left on the evening. Mark Whitley, your race leader. We want to thank you for if you're just joining us. Dave Regal and Jordan Brockhill with you in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth covering caution number 9. That's good.
Ooh, I see a little after bit too. It shows Ricky Sisk, but then Michael McCarthy, it says crashed and jumped to pits right after that. So
let's take a look. Now here's the 9.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh.
Oy. Got more camber in that left front wheel than.
Waiting. Here we go, into turn 3. Watch him wreck. Down the backstretch, here they come sideways. Oi. Well, one final time, we're going to step aside tonight and pay some bills. Here on Sim Racing Media, I want to thank everybody for checking out the Goat Locker Racing Glove Station ARCA Series live on Sim Racing Media. I'm Dave Regal, he is Jordan Brockell, and this is SRM.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
Thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Welcome back to Nashville Super Speedway. You're watching the Goat Locker Racing Glove Station ARCA Series live on Sim Racing Media. Dave Regal and Jordan Brockell with you here in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Mark Whitley, your race leader, leads Daniel Cunningham and Jake Ellingson. That's your top three. Your highest running AM driver is Jamie Libke. And folks, those AM drivers are listed in red here on our timing tower. Of course, the pro drivers are listed clear. But Jordan, listen, we've been watching this race all night, already about to go 70 laps in the books as we're on lap number 70, about to be 10 to go. What are you expecting to see over these next 10 laps?
Well, I mean, I feel like Daniel Cunningham has enough to get up there to Whitley, or at least Eddie Smith here looking to the inside of Ellingson now has the opportunity as well. I look for Cofield to find his way up towards Libke to maybe get up there and challenge for that AM win there. And then Kurtz is still fighting strong too for the pro division there, sitting in P5. So I look for at least Eddie Smith and Kurtz to challenge these top three here, and then Cofield get up to Libke and challenge them for that.
And moving through the field right now, I just watched him get around Wilmus and Goshen, is David Calvert, driver the number 16, Bo Jangles, Chevrolet. And I'll tell you what, that SS right now, he's got cranked up to crazy. You know, I feel like, oh, jeez, what a run he had on Alan Smith. Nearly a disaster, but Eddie Smith, meanwhile, up here in the 87, has the Tide Ride cranked up to crazy just behind Jake Ellingson. Less than 100th of a second. They are door to door coming through turn 1 and 2, and as they come down the back chute, nearly kissing fenders, which is also the name of a Southern sex tape.
Ellingson has been strong on the outside. Ellingson has been strong on the outside for a majority of the night. So I mean, that's not going to be an easy pass to make, and Kurtz is just kind of sitting in the wind, hoping one of these two get to move forward and find his way to pounce on whoever's the falling car there.
Taking a look from Kurtz's perspective here, you can see the 27 machine right now just in front of him. They're single file for the time being, but, you know, Andy Kurtz out of Quakertown, PA, he's a patient driver. We've seen him be very successful in this. Jamie Libke just about as close as it gets to pulling off that natural win, as she's got the 13 right here in 6th position, so on the outside of the top 5 looking in. 6 laps to go as Mark Whitley only 3/10 of a second, almost 4/10 of a second ahead of Daniel Cunningham. Eddie Smith runs P2, and we're under caution as Eddie Smith is going to be in P3 when the caution flag flies. Bad things seem to have happened here. There's pieces of race car everywhere.
I see Mark Cofield is one of the names that took a dive bomb there, was just a spot or two off of Libke. Now finds himself in the 21st position. So something happening just inside of our top 10.
I'm going to check Mark Cofield here. He was the first one that registered as crashed. Cofield 97. Oh, he hooks the 114. That's Bieber.
And then, Alan Smith getting a hold of that. Everybody going to and through the grass to avoid. Little
That's
Baja for some of these ARCA cars.
A little bit. That'll do.
Has been the Baja. Sorry. Stem. Vocal stems. Getting me good tonight.
I'm going to leave it alone. Leaving it alone. 5 laps to go. We're going to have a natural green-white checker attempt here. Everybody last came down on lap number 46. I've not seen anybody else come down pit road since. Kind of an interesting choice if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually,
4
we're
laps to
not-
go.
yeah.
I mean, I know Smith got a little bit of it. Cofield, Bieber, they all got some sort of something. Maybe hoping in
expert analysis. He got some sort of something.
Well, yeah, they didn't get a whole lot of nothing, but they got some bit of something. But you know, I try to be observant. Try to be observant here.
Mark Whitley, Daniel Cunningham, Eddie Smith, Jake Ellingson, Andy Kurtz, Chris Morse Jr., Jamie Libke, Cliff Adams, Skylar Daly, and David Calvert. That's going to be your top 10 when we go back green flag racing. Going to be a really interesting situation here. Now, when I say a natural green-white checker, that means we'll have 2 laps to go when the green flag flies again. If we were under, regular overtime rules, the green flag would wave, we race around back to the white flag, and the next flag ends the race, whether that is white or checkered. We're kind of in the same situation here. However, because we usually only have 2 green-white checker attempts, this kind of makes it a bonus for 3 green-white checker attempts as the iRacing.com pace car lights go out. Mark Whitley sitting just behind it as we're going to take a look from the gyro cam. And, I feel like, at least to some degree, Whitley's nice and comfy over here as the gyro cam going to spin over. This is a man who is not worried at the moment.
I mean, the only thing I can think of him being a little worried about is if we go a little deep into some of these green-white checkers. I hear him clutching already as is, so trying to save some bit of fuel So, I mean, that could be something that comes into play if we have to go for 2 more green, white checkers. I mean, they've been out here since lap 46, so, I mean, pace laps and everything of that could certainly drain that time.
You know, oddly enough, now we heard that with Whitley, but I thought about it for Cunningham as well. Cunningham not clutching. Very interesting. Everybody kind of on their own thing tonight. As the iRacing.com pace car peels off, it's going to be 2 laps to go when the green flag flies. Mark Whitley with control in the 74, hits the restart zone, drops the hammer, and off we go. A little bit of a bobble on the high side. Got to make sure that everybody gets moving together, and they do. Mark Whitley leads the race now. Eddie Smith and Daniel Cunningham exchanging blows back here. Jamie Libke, your highest running AM driver, running in 7th position now. Mark Whitley, Daniel Cunningham, and Eddie Smith battle it out for the lead. Ellingson trying to get in on the dance here to try to get onto the podium. But right now he's got to be able to get through Andy Kurtz and Eddie Smith to get there, as Eddie Smith in the 87 defends 3rd position. The popsicle sticks go down. The white flag is in the air. We're racing back to checkers.
Eddie Smith really trying to drive down through deep down on the bottom of the track there to get in front of Cunningham. Does clear for 2nd position. Now Ellingson going to challenge for the 3rd position on the outside. Like I said, he's been strong there and looking to move forward.
Final lap of the race, final turn for Mark Whitley as he's going to bring the field back across the start-finish line. Mark Whitley captures the checkered flag. Eddie Smith and Daniel Cunningham follow him across on the podium, and Jamie Libke picks up the AM win as well tonight in the 13. So it's Whitley, Smith, and Cunningham, your top 3 in the Pro division, and Jamie Libke, your winner of the AM division. Hey, I'll tell you what, the AM drivers are getting closer and closer to that P1 finish.
Oh, just right there, sniffing the win. Had a couple podiums by them this season, so it's right there in their grasps.
Mark Whitley going to celebrate on the start-finish line as we wait for everybody to climb into the broadcast waiting room. A good finish for the rest of the top 10. Chris Morris Jr., Andy Kurtz, Jamie Libke, Cliff Adams, Skylar Daly, and David Calvert. And really, that whole back 4 of the top 10, Libke, Adams, Daly, and Calvert, all AM drivers.
Mm-hmm. So, they're starting to creep up.
They are. But that's the idea of this league. It's a feeder league. You can sit there and the AM drivers are developing time over time. And, here we are in the playoffs, so we're seeing those AM drivers who put the work in, finally that cream is rising to the top. And you know what the guy on that, what the doctor on My 600-Pound Life says, you gotta do the work.
Yeah, and that marks 4 consecutive ARCA wins, 8 consecutive wins as far as races we broadcast for Mark Whitley across the truck and ARCA. So, that's a freaking tear here.
Speaking of which, I believe that you have Whitley now with you.
Mark Whitley, it's Jordan in the booth to get a copy.
Gotcha.
Dude, 8 races in a row that we've covered that you've come out on top, man. 4 consecutive ARCA wins, 4 consecutive truck wins. Dude, I can't even call it a streak. I can't call it a tear. I feel like it's just pure domination, man.
Yeah, there was some luck involved in some of those, but sometimes luck goes your way. I think I've told my friends plenty of this. I'd rather be lucky than good anytime. So tonight was a little bit of both, because 91 was damn near impossible to pass, and we were able to pass him on pit road. So I think me and him both agreed whoever got out in front and got track position was probably going to be the one who won. So thankfully I was able to get track position on him in pit road, and we were able to hold everybody else off the rest of the race.
Yeah, I think that's probably the deepest we've seen you start in the field, around 12th, and you march through it, car after car, and again grabbing spots on pit road and everything like that. But you're setting the bar not only high for others, but high for yourself going into another. I look forward to seeing what you can do, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been on this quite of a tear before, so I'm just gonna, like I've said before, I'm gonna enjoy the momentum, just keep it going, and when it ends, and I ain't gonna be disappointed about it because it's kind of ridiculous even for me.
It's kind of
yeah.
It's kind of like the Ricky Bobby, like I don't know what to do. And
yeah, I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm not expecting this.
Well, certainly, once again, fourth consecutive time in the ARCA series, and certainly there's a group of people you want to thank for that, man.
I shout out to Brantley over at Harpoon Design, put together this awesome paint scheme. Check him out, harpoondesign.com. He does amazing work. He has a little form you can fill out. Just check him out. Shout out, I know my teammate Joe, he was supposed to be here tonight. I think he's had some personal stuff come up, so I was hoping I could race with him tonight, but hopefully see him on the track Sunday. Shout out to the league, putting on a great race. This track's notorious for being kind of difficult to race at, but I started kind of deep in the field, and there was a lot of good racing all throughout it. And shout out to all the sponsors here for the league: Love Station, Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, all them good causes. It's been nice to be a part of all this. Like I said, I'm still kind of amazed at the run myself. I'm not going to take it for granted. I'm just going to enjoy it while it's here, and then once it's gone, I'm going to tell my grandkids about it someday.
Well, certainly, thank you for your time tonight, and good luck going into next couple of weeks, brother.
Sounds good, man. Take it easy.
That the voice of Mark Whitley, our pro race winner tonight. Next up on the podium is going to be Eddie Smith, driver of the Tide Ride, that number 87. Hey, Eddie, it's Dave up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Man, listen, you're what's going on. You fought your way up 22 spots coming out of 24th to finish here on the podium. How did you get through that traffic, and exactly how much fabric softener did you need to slide between the creases?
Yeah, well, it was a bummer to have to start in the back on a track that is so hard to pass, and so I just tried to just take it easy there for a little bit. I really didn't. This car is so new. It just takes time every track to kind of learn things to do, and I was trying some fuel strategy there to try to get some track position at some point, and it never just played out. The cautions kept kind of messing that up. And so I just had to pin my ears back and go after it. And I found a little something about halfway through, once we started going, that you could really charge the corner, and there was literally no negative. Like, it wouldn't burn the right front off. It didn't push up in the middle. You just drove down in the corner like you're just I'm driving a car length deeper than some guys that I'm racing, and it just sticks. And then you're able to get the run off the corner, and it never burned the right front off. So luckily that was the case, and nobody started to do it because I was able to pick off quite a few spots doing that. Yeah, just surprising. This car is just wild.
Yeah, these ARCA cars, ever since the the redesign and the update, I mean, to me, first of all, they eschew all kinds of memories, being a kid that grew up when these were the Cup car. And then second of all, to watch the way that they handle out here on the racetrack, especially in a fixed setup environment like this, is incredible. So, listen, man, hats off to you for being able to corral it in tonight and drive yourself all the way up to P2. Before we cut you loose, who do you need to thank and who helped you get it done on the 87 machine tonight?
Yeah, Printing and Promotions, Glove Station, you guys for broadcasting, and Alexander PCs.
Thank you, my friend. I know that you and I will be chatting later shortly, so much appreciated and good luck.
See you, Dave.
That the voice of Eddie Smith. And next up on the podium, Daniel Cunningham. You should have him now.
Hey, Daniel, it's Jordan in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Jordan.
Hey, man, I miss that voice. You got to do this more often. You gotta run the car like I know you can, man.
Yeah, I've been trying to. The qualifying effort definitely helped tonight. So, yeah, I had to miss some races here or there. So, but yeah, good talk to you again.
As always. And I mean, you said you started on the pole there, and a little bit of what you said was kind of whoever was able to kind of get out front was going to benefit a ton with that clean air and everything like that. So, I mean, can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, the clean air was definitely the biggest thing. Once Mark had got off of pit road before me on that last time that we pitted, I kind of knew that unless I was able to get him real quick on a restart with a couple of different guys on the front row that were on a little bit different pitch strategy, I knew if he got to the lead and got clean air, it was pretty much done. So, I mean, I kind of started to catch him a little bit, the one decent green flag run we had there at the end, but um, I, I try not to talk too bad about stuff, but man, I don't know what in the world iRacing has with this setup at this track with the gearing, but that was the most pathetic gearing I've ever run in a car on iRacing. I mean, it was bouncing off the chip at the start finish line on the front straightaway and bouncing off the chip going down the back straightaway too, about 3/4 of the way down. So I mean that in itself just made it pretty much impossible to set up passes once you got to a certain point. So yeah, it was really just all a track position game. But hats off to Mark. He did what he needed to do and got the track position and was able to take care of business on all them restarts that we had too.
Yeah, certainly a good run there for you in the 91 and P3, and certainly some people you want to thank for that there, brother.
Yeah, thanks for doing the broadcast. Appreciate the admins in the series for putting the work in that they do and running race control. It's definitely a thankless job, and they had a few to review tonight, so appreciate the work that they put in. Our league sponsors with iRacing, Above the Yellow Line, Sim Motion, Save 22, all my teammates over at Bandits Motorsports. And I think this is actually the first podium that I've gotten with Mothman on the hood of the car. So yeah, it's really cool to get that with Devil's Due Distillery and the Mothman bourbon that I've got. So I got a bottle sitting over here on my desk that I ain't opened yet. So maybe if I can get a win in one of these things, I'll take a drink out of it.
I hear you on that, man.
I'm here to tell you and advocate for just drinking, even for so whether you want or not.
Yeah, it's never a bad idea.
I'm not the ally you need if you're trying to quit.
Well, certainly want to thank you for your time there, brother. It's always good talking to you, and hopefully we catch you on some more before the season's over.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, of course, the voice of Daniel Cunningham. And last but certainly not least, picking up the AM win tonight is Jamie Libke, driver of the number 13 Lambda Legal Toyota Camry. Hey, Jamie, it's Dave. You got me?
Oh, I got you.
Listen, it was incredible tonight. I mean, first off, you climb up 3 spots. You qualified in the top 10, one of the more exciting qualifying efforts that you've had all season in the ARCA car. Take us through this race and how you find yourself on the top of the AM podium.
Just trying to keep my nose clean all race and make sure I wasn't screwing up anybody else's race, and just holding my own, not trying to give any but not trying to force anything either until it became crunch time. Those last couple of restarts had me really nervous because I've been really bad at my restarts. Seems like I ironed that out tonight and was able to hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel like in a place like Nashville Superspeedway, holding on to it is half the battle. I mean, especially because these cars are geared in such a way that the rear end wants to break out all the time. I mean, obviously you made the right adjustments, and being the fact that it's a fixed setup, I mean, that puts a lot on you guys, the drivers, out there on the racetrack. I mean, were you having to make some creature comfort adjustments, or was that just kind of a natural reaction to the setup?
The car, it's actually super, super hard to get this car to break free at all. I guess some people have issues with it getting loose, and it's like I can't get it to break free. I always have such a hard time driving off the rear instead of the front, and I always shred my front. And this car seems to want to shred that front even more. So it's like I had to really teach myself how to drive off the rear as much as I can. And with this track, it was even more important because you lose your right front. You wear that, you're pretty much done. You're not going to.
Yeah, you wind up plowing after a little bit there, but I mean, I'm the kind of driver I could make a concrete truck break free. Sounds like we lost some of your connection there. It was a little laggy. But before we cut you loose, Jamie, who needs to get the credit tonight, and who do you need to tip your helmet to for getting it done on the 13 machine?
Oh, first off, I got my family. So they've been giving me. My mom watching the race. Absolutely awesome. She got to see that. My roommate, who's a big time family member, friend, family, extended sister's dad type deal. And then, of course, Glove Station for putting on the series. And then Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Hidden Wit Brewery, Cruising Classics, Nasty's Restaurant and Bar, Operation Valor, Motion, McConey Setup Shop, V-Speed, Sim Racing Media, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, Alexander PC, Sim Motion, Next Level Racing, Yellow Line.
Geez, and a partridge in a pear tree. Listen, my friend, congrats on the AM win tonight. We'll see you next week at Michigan.
Absolutely. Look forward to it.
And look forward to it. We shall. That the voice of Jamie Libke, driver of the number 13 Toyota Camry, your AM driver, your AM winner of the night. And you know, Jordan, we say this all the time, but I'm so excited to see what happens next, especially when we go to now the round of what will be 6 going to Michigan.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that, as it's going to be kind of like a super speedway in a way, with these guys, in this ARCA car. It's going to have a little less speed, and then the aero with them are a lot different than, say, the next gen or an Xfinity car. So I feel like it's going to be one of those where we'll see it kind of close and packed up, and going to be an exciting one in my opinion.
Exciting it will be, but before we focus on next week, let's take one final look at our results from this week. Mark Whitley gets the pro win tonight and is joined on the podium by Eddie Smith and Daniel Cunningham. Jake Ellingson and Chris Morse Jr. round out the top 5, while Andy Kurtz comes home in 6th. Jamie Libke picks up the AM win of the evening and finishes in 7th overall, while Cliff Adams, Skylar Daly, and David Calvert round out your top 10. Timothy Wilmus and Devin Smith come home in 11th and 12th, with Chuck Pegleg Feltz, Jeremiah Holt, Ricky Sisk Jr., Sean Pope McCarthy, James Goshen, John Hoochin, Alan Smith, and Mark Cofield round out your top 20. Travis Bieber, Brandon Wallace, Brett Bieber, Michael McCarthy, Richard McCarthy, and Jacob Lenke make up the best of the rest for this evening's race. And I'll tell you what, for each and every one of these folks, I know that it means more than anything to come home in one piece. And tonight, they surely did. So for myself, Dave Regal, and my broadcast partner extraordinaire, my brother from another mother, Mr. Jordan Brockel, we want to thank you for making us a part of your evening right here and every week in the Goat Locker Racing Glove Station ARCA series. And tomorrow and every day as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.